Alright, so welcome everybody. I think today what we're going to do is look at some OpenCV computer vision basics, and what we're going to do is walk you through a couple of interesting little tidbits with computer vision, just sort of some of the basic stuff to get used to it. So the first thing is download the zip file from the canvas, and then that'll give you a good starter piece of code. We'll take a look at that. When we look at this, you'll see two directories. One is going to be the template, and one is OpenCV. OpenCV itself is just a library, so this has a pre-built library that I've already set up appropriately, so you don't have to install it. If you've already installed OpenCV, you'll have to you could use that if you want. This is OpenCV 2. So go into the template, and you'll see the project, load up the project. It should load in Visual Studio 2019. That's what I'm using, so I would recommend you use it. Inside the project, you'll see a few files. The important one is obviously main. First things first, let's just see, does it compile? And then we'll go through what it actually does. Compile and run. Oops. Alright, so this compiles out of the box. It should compile out of the box. Nothing strange, no weird errors. This output is normal, don't worry, it's just trying a bunch of different things. And this is running on my laptop, and you can see that it is capturing from the webcam. So if you don't have a webcam connected on your computer, this will crash probably. So run this on a computer with a webcam, okay? Okay, so cool. So that's step one. Let's go through how this actually works. So the first thing, it's just a simple main loop. We have a bunch of includes. This is something that you're going to need to get used to if you ever do some OpenCV programming. I like to just grab a bunch of these header files. This is going to depend on what you need to. You don't have to include all of them, obviously. You really only need core and then image proc for just doing the image processing. This is going to be for other pieces, but I just wanted to have it in there. This video and video I/O is to grab information from the webcams and actually be able to initialize webcams or cameras that are connected to your computer. HiGUI is just sort of some of the interfaces to use, ImGUI like stuff, sliders, etc. Image codecs are so you can load and save different images of different types, and object detect is for other functionality that we'll use later. Okay, so in our main loop, we'll see a few things. One is that we initialize our video capture device right here. So this is the first thing that it gives you, is it gives you the notion of, hey, we can actually create a video capture device. We say 0, we can specify a particular one, but you can see that you can specify any index, and this depends on your system and how it's set up. 0 just means, grab the first one, or any. And then we check to see whether or not we've succeeded. If we've opened the camera, great. If not, then crash or exit. We'll see that once we've opened our capture device, we have a loop, and this is our infinite loop, our while loop, our infinite loop. This will go through in every frame. What it will do is it will read a frame from the capture device, okay, into a container called frame. We check to see if frame is empty. If frame is empty, we haven't captured anything, and that's a problem. If we do have something, then that's cool. Then we can actually just show it to the screen. We use imshow. Imshow is just a function in OpenCV that allows you to basically easily just display into a frame of your video or any image into a window. And then here we're just waiting, giving a little bit of time, 5 milliseconds or so, or less than that, 5 microseconds, I guess, in order to wait and see and just sort of make sure that this runs smoothly. Okay, so one thing to note is that's all this is doing, is just grabbing from the image capture device and then displaying it in the window. One thing to note is this notion of what an image looks like in OpenCV, and this is important. An image in OpenCV is called a matrix, a mat. Okay, it's a matrix. They think of an image as just an n-dimensional matrix, right? So it's a a matrix of rows and columns that has data inside of it, and it can have any number of channels, etc. And so they're kind of similar, which is nice because you can apply different functions to these matrices and to do different operations. But think of a mat just as an image for right now, and it has potentially different types, but we're just going to use the default ones, and that's that for now. Okay, so this should run on your system. If it doesn't run on your system, make sure that your project settings specify the appropriate places for things like the OpenCV include directories, which are should be relative to here. Similarly, the OpenCV world library, which basically contains everything in OpenCV, and that should run. And that should just do this, which is not surprising. Hi. Cool. All right. Now we will move to the next part of the video.